In the early years of the 20th century, movie mogul Charles Urban employed film pioneer George Albert Smith to develop a colour movie film system, Kinemacolor. On the left we see oranges, and you can see from the tone of the alternate frames that something strange is going on. On the right we can see from the American flag that the tone has been reproduced very differently if you look at the frames above and below the centre frame. And here's a simulation of the colour that was produced on projection. The results were more subtle than this simulation here would suggest. Kinemacolor in special installations was shown in many parts of the world. A special projector was needed. Here we can see the special 2-colour filter, and here it is for real on a surviving machine. But I don't have a Kinemacolor projector.
So not too long ago I acquired this. This is the travelling cabinet of a Butcher's Empire educational cinematograph Model 5. 35mm projector, I guess around 1920 maybe. And the mechanism which I've taken out. So this would have been in here, on there, motor there. The film was taken up on this spindle, chain drive from the mechanism, on this framework. There was a feed spool and that fitted up here on top of the main cabinet. So everything was pretty well contained because it would have been mostly used with flammable film and it was intended for use in education. Handle there, the other handle on the other end is missing. Doesn't matter. So the reason that I've taken the mechanism out is that we won't be using it inside the case. So I'm going to remove the take-up frame, probably. Set up the mechanism with the feed spool can on a stand with the take-up frame arranged behind, and then a motor, more on that later, lower down, driving the whole shebang. So the mechanism looks pretty good. I wanted something that would not be too heavy if I need to move it. The only way to demonstrate Kinemacolor using film in the original manner is for a live demonstration. You can't video that off the screen, it doesn't work unless you would synchronise the video camera with the projector, which I can't do. So it may be that I need to move this to a demonstration place at some point, in which case I don't want it to be too heavy. So rather than a big cinema mechanism, I've chosen a portable mechanism. It's nevertheless pretty chunky. It works by a Maltese cross mechanism that's inside there, hence the oil hole. So we have to clean out whatever dead oil might still be in there and put some new oil in. And then of course that works the intermittent sprocket. Seems to be in good order, I think. I haven't examined it carefully. So you can see it moving now, moving continuously, and the sprocket's moving intermittently. It's a 16-tooth sprocket, and there are 4 teeth to a frame of film. 4 fours are 16, or if you like 4 into 16 is 4, so there's a 4-arm Maltese cross, which hence the Maltese section of the name cross. So it's a 4-arm cross inside the oil bath. There's one thing that's missing, at least one thing, which is the pinion and its collar. But we can always pull that lens in and out to focus, so I might be able to find something that goes in there. Might be able to find an old pinion. I won't be using this lamp unit. That will be coming off, and I'll be making a lamp house for a 50 watt or 100 watt LED. Fair bit of light because we're going through colour filters, but onto a relatively small screen, so probably a 50 watt will be okay. So that's got to be removed. For those who are concerned about me taking to bits and repurposing this old machine, it will be arranged so that everything can go back as original if required any time in the future. Still got the original lens, we should be fine. Haven't checked it yet, but we'll see. Someone's been playing with the shutter. And they've added a little bit of card either side of the shutter, presumably to try to cure some ghosting of the image. There's quite a lot of slack on there, and what that's about, I'll have to look at that. And they've also weighted with some lead or solder those two blades to make them equal, and then drilled a hole in to get the balance exactly right. So they've gone to a lot of trouble to balance up that shutter. Not sure why, it shouldn't really have induced that much vibration. So I'll have to look at all of that. And then the drive pulley, so the big motor that I'm going to use will be driving that pulley. Okay, so how is it a Kinemacolor projector? Well, of course it isn't. It'll need not only this shutter, but a secondary colour shutter with red and green apertures. So what I'm planning to do is to put a computer printer timing pulley on this shaft and have that working a second shaft somewhere here maybe on a 2:1 ratio timing pulley. So I'm still making it up in my head as to how I'm going to do that. I don't really think there's any need for a modern opto electronic control system to synchronise the colour shutter. A simple mechanical system, a bit more in the spirit of the original if I can make it work. So then we'll have a Kinemacolor projector. That is a projector capable of showing Kinemacolor films, I ought to say really. And I have some Kinemacolor on relatively modern stock non-nitrate film. I've got some Kinemacolor. So that's black and white, but shot with a Kinemacolor camera. I've got some positive prints. Not much, but we've got enough to get a result. More on that another time. And there's also another source, which is the Race to Cinema. There was a spin-off Kinemacolor shoot on that project, and I think I will probably be able to get access to the positive prints made for that too. And this is the chunky motor. That's certainly going to do the job if I can make it all work. I acquired this again very recently, not been tested yet. Runs directly off the mains, and it's 240 volts, 50 cycles, 1400 and something revs per minute. So if I organise the gearing properly, or rather the belt drive, should be in business, but we'll see. Turns over nicely. So it was going to be a while. I've got another project I have to give priority to for the moment, but just to let you know, this is starting to happen, and in the new year I shall get back with the latest developments.